It's the 16th ranked Dons against the Waves of Pepperdine. USF Dons basketball is brought to you by Datsun, who invites you to see all the exciting Datsun cars and trucks at your Datsun dealer today. And by Coors, taste the high country, climb up to Coors. And by Union 76 and your neighborhood Union 76 dealers who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. And by Home Savings of America. With assets over $15 billion, branches located throughout California, Home is America's #1 savings and loan. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Park, along with former Dons coach Dan Belwamany. We'll be bringing you all the action of tonight's game, and it is an important one. Although it does not seem likely that USF will win a 6th consecutive WCAC title, the only way the Dons could do that would be to win tonight and beat Santa Clara next Thursday and have Pepperdine lose to Loyola. But the chances of that happening, as they might say in Las Vegas, are off the board. So, Dan, I would think USF would have to win these next 2 games. I would think that would clinch an at-large berth in the NC2As because they aren't going to keep out a nationally ranked team with a 26-4 record.
Well, that's true, Gary, but I also think that if USF can even get a split in the next 2 games, I think they'll still go to the NCAA tournament. And this is a pride game tonight for USF. This will be the first time in 5 or 6 years that they haven't won the championship, and I think they're going to come out full blast tonight and try to get a win.
Incidentally, Quintin Dailey is here tonight. He is in uniform, and he will start for the USF Dons. And speaking of that, we'll be back with the player introductions right after this.
What you want in a 4x4 truck is ground clearance at the critical point, the differential. If these bowling balls were rocks, they wouldn't clear the differential on this 4x4, or this one, or this one. But they clear the Datsun with the highest minimum ground clearance of any compact. Yeah. Datsun wins the clearance bowl. Datsun 4x4.
From one customer to another, we are driven.
Taste the high country.
That's me, Marc, and the guys I work with. It's dangerous work.
Chase the high country.
But we look out for each other.
Taste Coors.
I wouldn't want to work anyplace else.
There's only one high country and only one beer brewed up here, Coors, with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. Fresh taste that satisfies every day.
Yeah, good friends and good beer.
Taste Coors.
Everywhere you turn, there's something on sale at Builders Emporium. 99 cents each is all you pay for Armstrong Solarium floor tiles. 12 by 12. They keep their sunny shine longer without buffing or waxing. $8.99 a gallon buys Builders Emporium's 4-way interior flat latex wall paint. One coat does it all. Only $14.99 gets you a Peerless 2-handle washerless lavatory faucet. A low $14.99. At Builders Emporium, we make the cost of living cost less.
Everywhere you turn.
You'll never miss him, Jeanette.
Jeanette? Phil! What are you doing here? Bernie said you joined the Army.
The Army Reserve, Jeanette. It's here in town. What else did Bernie tell you?
That he'd take care of me while you were away.
I was just trying to help out.
So you'll still be around?
Sure. It's only 1 weekend a month and only go away for part of the summer. I'll be making some extra money, planning for the future, and learning about microelectronics.
Be all that you can be in the Army Reserve.
And here with the player introductions is the USF public address announcer, Bob Crutch.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet this evening's starters. First for the visiting Waves of Pepperdine. Started at one guard, a 6'3" senior out of Macon, Georgia, number 25, Booth Bond. At the other guard at 6'3", a junior out of Los Angeles, number 14, Dane Suttle. At one forward at 6'7", a junior out of San Francisco, number 34, Orlando Phillips. At the other forward at 6'6", a junior out of New York, number 54, Bill Sadler. And in the center position for the Waves at 6'8", a sophomore out of Oxnard, California, number 52, Vic Enger. And the coach for the Waves, Mr. Jim Harrick. And now for the defending WCAC champions, the University of San Francisco Dons. Starting at one guard at 6'3", a junior out of Baltimore, Maryland, number 44, Quintin Dailey. At the other guard at 6'5", a senior out of Oakland, number 21, Ken McCallister. At one forward at 6'8", a freshman out of Thousand Oaks, number 33, John Martins. At the other forward at 6'5", a senior out of Gary, Indiana, number 42, John Hegwood. And the center for the Dons at 7 foot even, a senior out of Gary, Indiana, number 34, Wallace Bryant. And the coach for the Dons, Mr. Peter Berry.
And we'll be back. We'll be back with the opening tip right after this.
Why take a chance on that investment?
Oh, it was Charlie's idea.
He's young. Young people don't think about security.
Yeah, well, I do. I've always kept money in home savings.
Yeah, you do all right.
Sure I do. I know my savings will always be there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Charlie says I can make more.
Or you could also lose. Yeah. Do any of us have the time to earn it all again?
You can earn high interest without risk at home savings. Your savings are insured and backed for the safety and security of America's largest savings and loan.
If you're tired of all the talk, try Country KHJ, where our thing is less talk and more music. Country KHJ, 93 on your AM dial.
You can turn off television, but you can't turn off its influence. To understand how that influence is changing the way we think and react and live, millions of knowledgeable Americans turn to TV Guide magazine, the authority on all things television.
Here you see the officials for tonight's game. On the left, Henry Poole. On the right, Frank Bassone. And the matchups for tonight's game, Sadler, Phillips. McCollum is not starting. Enger is starting at center for Pepperdine. Bond and Suttle. Hegwood, Martins, Bryan, McCallister, and Dailey for the Dons. And we are about ready to go. Big one tonight, Dan.
Well, and a very emotional game. Certainly the fans here are really up. Pepperdine's brought a lot of people, and it should be a great ball game.
Pepperdine, to be exact, has brought 1,000 fans up north tonight. And we want to welcome all the people looking in Southern California on KHJ for this big one. Dons win the tip. And this is Kenny McCallister, number 21. Quintin Dailey is 44. John Martins on the right wing, 33. He'll take that shot. Back rim, no good. Rebounded by the Waves, Victor Enger.
Well, the first time down, Gary, Pepperdine went in a 2-3 zone, and USF shot an outside shot. That's something that Pepperdine wants USF to do more of, not to go inside against Bryant, who has a little more of an advantage.
This is Bond from the outside. He'll hit from there. The Pepperdine combined great inside strength and tremendous outside shooting. Dailey takes the shot. Back rim, no good. Hegwood tip, no good. And again, the Waves come away with it. This is Dane Suttle coming down the left side, picked up by Kenny McCallister. Suttle and Bond are both great outside shooters.
You have to have great guards in order to win a lot of games, and Pepperdine does have that. Super guards and a good inside game, and Orlando Phillips is a super rebounder.
Inside to Phillips, and he is fouled.
There you see Jim Harrick, the coach of the Waves, and the last team to go undefeated in league play was USF back in 77-78 when they were 29-1. So going undefeated in the conference is quite a feat, and Pepperdine's 12-0 coming in tonight.
Orlando Phillips down to San Francisco. Wilson High and the City College of San Francisco having a remarkable year for Pepperdine.
Well, City College of San Francisco has produced a lot of players, and in fact, they have 3 players that are in this game tonight, in John Hegwood and Orlando Phillips and Eric Booker, who will see some action for USF tonight.
Phillips makes them both. Pepperdine off to a 4-0 lead. We are exactly 1 minute into this game. Dailey on the right side now. He'll take that jumper. Great lead. He will press. Dons trail 4-2. throw it away, but a foul call on Hegwood. Trapping defense by the Dons that time. It might have worked, except the foul was called.
USF almost got a turnover. What they're doing, Gary, is they're coming out and playing as aggressive as possible. And here you see almost a turnover, but a foul was called after the pass was made. So Pepperdine will get the ball out of bounds at half court.
Second team foul on USF. Number 25 is Dane Suttle. I beg your pardon, 25 is Boot Bond. 14 is Dane Suttle. We've got another foul underneath. They're getting the ball inside to Orlando Phillips, and when he gets it down low like that, there's not a whole lot USF can do except foul.
Well, USF tried to front him inside, and what you have to do, Gary, is not allow him to get the basketball 3 or 4 feet from the basket. And once he gets it in there, Orlando's a very powerful player, and he can draw a lot of fouls and get your big men in foul trouble.
Helen rattles around and down. A foul apiece now on Martins, Hegwood, and Bryant. 3 team fouls on the Dons. Phillips missed it first. He'll get another, and it looks he missed that too. Bryant rebound. Back to McAllister on the break, but a good transition game. But Hegwood gets behind everybody and misses the alley-oop. Great rebound by Phillips. This is Boot Bond, goes by Martins. Martins did not get the foul. Outside shot by Bond, hits it. And there was a 4-point turnaround.
No question about it. Boot Bond, just a great perimeter shooter, and as we said, Pepperdine has very good transition, and they're going to score in the open court.
McAllister from the outside, no good. Rebound by Victor Anger, taken away by Bryant. 3-on-2, Bryant, a little jump hook, no good. And again, USF is encountering the problems that it has in all of our televised games, having a hard time getting the ball to go down.
Here we have an opportunity to see Wallace Bryan, who shot a jump hook, which is not a bad shot for Wallace. He leaned in, just couldn't get the ball down, and USF will get it underneath. Pepperdine in their zone, and here's Dailey with a jumper.
Dailey draws the foul. Foul is on number 54. That is Bill Sadler. That is his first and the first team foul on the Waves.
In college basketball, you can play this game without a big center if you have 3, 6, 7, 6, 8 players like Pepperdine has in the front line, because all of them have great quickness, all of them can jump, and all of them are very effective around the basket. And that's why Pepperdine's been so successful in this conference.
Quintin Dailey for his second. Misses the second. Dailey has all 3 USF points, but Bryant gets it back. And the Dons complete a 3-point play. And it is a 6-5 ball game. Pepperdine leading. Dailey applying full court pressure. He is the only one. And a trap on the right side, but Sadler manages to get out of it. Leans in, inside.
I believe that was Boot Bond who got the basket. Oh, no, it was Dane Suttle who scored inside.
Suttle inside, yes. Inside to Bryant. Turnaround jumper. Front rim. Well, we've got a foul call underneath. And the foul is going to be on USF.
I believe we're going to have a rebounding foul inside, and the foul was on number 34 for USF, and no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I thought the foul was on 34, but it wasn't.
We've got a timeout. We have a timeout with 17:24 remaining in the first half. Pepperdine leads USF 8-5.
Janie, I need premium unleaded.
No, Union 76 unleaded regular.
My car knocks and pings without the right gas.
Father knows best.
College girl.
Cars can knock and ping these days.
See?
But Janie's right.
Ta-da!
You see, Union 76 unleaded regular has more spirit without buying premium unleaded.
All right. Fill her up, Nick.
I say it has a lot in common with your daughter.
What do you mean?
Well, they both have plenty of spirit.
Fill her up with spirit.
Try the unleaded with spirit.
The spirit of 76. People ask me about supercuts. They think we've got a secret. Well, a supercut is a special hair cutting technique that we can do in any style you want. So you get the same great haircut every time. But believe me, there's no secret. Anyone could do it. Don't ask me why they don't.
This program is authorized under rights granted to Lombardo and Associates San Francisco solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program, is strictly prohibited. Announcers for tonight's program were selected and employed by Lombardo and Associates in San Francisco. While you were listening to all that important stuff, we've got a foul on Quintin Dailey. 15 foul now on USF, his first. Wallace Bryant has 2.
The USF went into a press, and Quintin came from behind to try to make the steal and was called for a foul. And the prior foul was called on number 34, Wallace Bryant, just to get our signal straight.
There's a trap in the corner. We've got a travel. That time it worked. Traveling called on Boot Bond. Second turnover for Pepperdine.
Gary, the one thing that USF has to be very conscious of tonight is they came out with a lot of emotion and I think got a little bit carried away early in the game and made a few turnovers and a few mistakes. And what they have to do is just settle down and get back in their normal rhythm, their normal game plan, and penetrate this zone. Pass the ball inside and try to get good percentage shots.
McCallister shoots over it, doesn't go, but the Dons on the offensive boards. That is Hegwood with a double bump, and he banks it in. It's 8-7 Pepperdine. The Waves lead reduced to 1. Again, Dailey individually applying pressure in the backcourt. This is Sadler, handles the ball very well, but inside to Victor Anger, and the ball was off his hands. Another turnover, and the Dons will inbound. 3 turnovers now for Pepperdine. Sadler handles the ball very, very well for a big man, and of course last night he hit the jumper from 8 feet that beat Santa Clara. A big win for Pepperdine, and of course that was very costly to USF, and the Dons close to winning a 6th straight WCAC title. McCallister from free throw line, Kansas. And USF has its first lead of the night, 9-8. First points of the night for Kenny McCallister. Pressure in the backcourt. McCallister and Dailey applying. The Waves beat it. Jumper taken by Anger, no good, and John Martin's rebound.
That's a shot you want them to take. If they can come down and take a hurried jumper, USF can get it off and get the running game going.
Rush the shot. This is Martin's. Martin's had the game of his. We're going to have a jump ball and a foul inside. Foul before the basket. No basket. Pete Berry wants a continuation call on that. He thinks that Bryant was in the process of shooting.
Well, a good pass inside to Wallace Bryant, and that's what you have to do against the zone. Don't be content to shoot the perimeter shot unless you can go ahead and walk it in and shoot a 10 or 12 footer. Get the ball inside and then come back outside with it.
Foul was on Victor Anger. That is the second team foul on Pepperdine.
One thing about zone defense is they're not very good rebounding defenses because you don't have man-to-man responsibility. Good jumper by McCallister, but again, a nice shot, a shot around the foul line.
McCallister hits from 17. He now has 4 points, and the Dons lead by 3, 11-8. McCallister now applying the pressure in the backcourt. Peter Berry wants a 2-2 defense. And the Dons back into the zone.
USF changing defenses and a good interior pass by
Phillips. And he gets it. 4 points now for Orlando. His first field goal of the night. His other 2 points came on free throws. McCallister, he's hit 2 from outside. Bryant inside. Sag on it. By Victor Anger, and McCallister comes up with it. Knocked away from behind, but we're going to get a foul call. Foul is on Bill Sadler. His second and the third team foul on the Waves.
Well, USF did get the ball inside, and the shot was blocked. And here you see Sadler coming from behind. And when you come from behind, 9 out of 10 times you'll get a foul called on you.
You have to do it awfully cleanly, don't you?
That's right.
McCallister against this 2-3 or 2-1-2 zone. Phillips is playing out a little higher than the 2 men down along the baseline. McCallister on the point. Martin's right side shoots over the zone, around and out, tipped by Bryant, I believe. Maybe Hegwood or Dailey.
Again, the zone defense does not allow you to screen out very well, and you'll get running flying starts to the board.
Dailey credited with the basket on the tip, and we've got a foul call on
I believe the last
Kenny McCallister.
Last foul was on Ken McCallister, and there's Pete Berry calling 2-2. 2-2 is the zone for USF. They'll go back in and try to pack it in and force Loyola to shoot some outside bombs, Pepperdine to shoot some outside shots. Here's a steal by McCallister.
Marc Wilson has just come in the game because of his ball handling abilities, and he couldn't handle the inbounds pass. Kenny McCallister picked him clean and stuffed.
That'll get
point from McCallister.
That'll get the fans going a little bit.
Wilson is the best pure point guard Pepperdine has, but his first play, he couldn't handle the inbounds pass. Contact there, nothing called. He is on in place of Dane Suttle. And I'm sure USF doesn't mind getting Suttle out of the game, at least temporarily. He is a great outside shooter. This is Boot Bond now with the ball on the right side, guarded by Dailey. Shoots over Quintin. And it doesn't go. Orlando Phillips on the offensive board. Easy finger roll. And it is 15-12 USF. 6 points now for Phillips.
Orlando Phillips has really developed into a very, very good basketball player. He's excellent around the hoop, and he can score when he gets the ball inside.
Dailey. 7 points now for Dailey. And USF's lead is again 5. Wilson along the baseline to Victor Anger, and the reverse banks it in. 17-14. First bucket of the night for Anger.
Once Pepperdine seems to handle the pressure by USF, they're getting great shots, Gary. Once they can handle it from the midcourt line into the foul line, they're getting layups.
Dailey drives on Anger, and Anger is called for the foul. No basket. Eric Booker will be coming into the game for John Martin. Martin's had the game of his collegiate career last night. He scored 19 points, pulled down 14 rebounds. And John, who was fairly tentative earlier in the season, played very well last night. Took a couple of shots over the zone tonight. Didn't hit either. McCallister from 19 this time down. McCallister now with 8 points.
He's making them. Well, Ken McCallister can shoot the basketball. We've said that all year long, and he's a very good shooter.
That'll bring you out of the zone quickly. McCallister can hit from out there.
Absolutely.
Left side, this is Anger, picked up by McCallister. This is Mark Wilson, number 4. As we said, the only pure point guard on the Pepperdine club. Scott McCollum is in the game now at center. Boot Bond on the left side, Orlando Phillips. McCollum gives them added size. Pass gets away. We're going to get a foul inside. Pepperdine not handling the ball that well.
There we get a chance to see Jim Harrick.
And Wallace Bryan, and that is his 3rd. That hurts.
That definitely does hurt. And with 12 minutes to go in the first half, your center has 3 fouls, and I think you have to make a move to get him out of the game, Gary, because there's just too much time to play to allow one of your main players to stay in. It's a real skill to play this game without fouling, and I really think that Coach Berry's making a good move here, getting Wallace out.
Martinez comes back in immediately. If you're in a zone like that, shouldn't you get help for your center?
Absolutely. You should get help, but at the same time, I thought Wallace was trailing his man across the key, and you have to beat your man to the spot in this game. If you're going to trail somebody, you're going to get in trouble.
Eric Booker's hands his first shot of the night after Orlando Phillips missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and USF's biggest lead, 21-14. First points of the night for Booker. He's only been in the game a minute or so. USF back in that zone. This is Boot Bond driving the baseline on McCallister, and a tip by Victor Anger. He now has 4 points. This is Hegwood spinning his way to the basket. Bank shot, no good. Martins gets the rebound and draws the foul. Shot didn't go, but he draws the 2-shot foul.
Well, John Martin certainly has improved his game, and he made a very good offensive rebound. Here you see Hegwood with one of his spinners off the glass that didn't go in, but Martin's in the right spot at the right time, draws the foul from Orlando Phillips, and will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Martinez looks as though he got hit in the nose.
So many times this year, Pepperdine has been behind, but they stay with you. They have, as we said, very good guard play. Boot Bond will come down and make some shots. Orlando Phillips is going to score around a basket. So they're still in pretty good position. They're only down 6 or 7, and USF has played a very good first half so far.
Martins was 9 for 12 from the line last night. He's 2 for 2 tonight. His first points of the evening. USF leads again by 7, 23-16. Again, USF in that zone. Martins in the middle with McCallister and Hegwood along the baseline. Dailey and Booker out on top. Wilson. On the left side is Suttle, who's back in the game in place of Boot Bond. This is Scott McCollum from the outside, and he hits. McCollum has a nice touch for a big man.
Well, when in doubt, shoot it. Scott looked around and didn't see anybody guarding him and went ahead and shot it.
Dailey into the lane, has it knocked away by Wilson. 4-on-1. Booker's the only man. Back right side to Orlando Phillips, who's stuffed and he's fouled. Worked the break to perfection that time. Orlando Phillips filling the lane on the right side, and he got it.
Well, that's how you run a fast break. And here you see Pepperdine coming down in waves and goes to Orlando Phillips, who goes ahead and pumps it through. Orlando Phillips, the first time Pepperdine played USF, He had about 5 dunks himself. The Pepperdine team dunked the ball about 10 times on a fast break. So this is a very good open court team, Gary.
Phillips completes the three-point play. USF's lead is cut to 2. With 11:28, we have a timeout. USF leads it 23-21.
Dotson's got a diesel.
Dotson's got a diesel.
Dotson's got a diesel?
Presenting the new Datsun Diesel, a tough half-ton with the kind of durability and mileage you expect from a diesel, and more range than any Datsun ever.
I'm going to run out of road before this Datsun runs out of fuel.
See the Datsun Long Bed, exclusive King Cab, and the affordable Little Hustler.
Datsun, we are driven.
Tony, a cook here at the Sizzler,
Eat, Mama, eat.
brought in his Italian mother to taste Sizzler's new Italian-style shrimp scampi.
Buono.
She's taking another succulent shrimp scampi and dipping it in the seasoned Italian sauce. And on the same platter, she gets a juicy steak broiled to order, the Sizzler steak and shrimp scampi. Well, Tony, what's your mama think?
She thinks we don't charge enough.
Gary Park along with Dan Belwamany at Memorial Gym on the campus of USF. Next televised game next Thursday, March 4th against Santa Clara. Obviously a traditional rivalry and a very important game for the Dons. Turnovers, Pepperdine has 5, USF only 2. One of those coming when Quintin Dailey was stripped. Dons operating against the zone now with McCallister out on top. Dailey gets it. Dailey's got to shoot over Sadler all day long, and Sadler gives him that shot. Quintin now with 9 points, McCallister with 8. Between them, they have 17 of the Dons 25. USF up by 4. Left side to Suttle, back out on top to Wilson. Again, USF in that zone. This is Suttle from the left corner, gets it 25-23. Dons by 2. Quickly, McCallister up court. 4 points for Dane Suttle. Booker on the right wing, Dailey on the left. Not much movement away from the ball now by the Dons.
Well, Pepperdine's giving USF some outside shots. They're not guarding Booker. They better guard this guy, though, because
Dailey
he's made a
take
few.
it over McCollum, and he gets it. Dailey has his eye back. Quintin now with 11 points for USF. Slide delay down at the other end while the official got the ball back.
It seems that Pepperdine has a tremendous advantage now inside with Bryan out of the game, and I expect to see the ball go inside to Phillips, inside to their big people. Go ahead and lob it in there if you have to, because they're going to get a lot of offensive shots.
Sadler misses. Phillips battles for the offensive rebound, gets it off to Suttle. He'll take that 12-footer every day, every time. Again, Phillips gets the offensive rebound, and we've got a foul call. Foul is on Booker.
Orlando Phillips just a great offensive rebounder. He'll rebound this missed shot and just out-jump everybody and bring it on back, and he gets fouled by Eric Booker, both of whom went to City College of San Francisco, and
we're teammates last year.
We're teammates, that's exactly right.
That's the 7th team foul on the Dons, so we're in a penalty situation. Still in a penalty situation. As Phillips misses the one-on-one. McCallister down the lane. Lean in, no good. Dailey skies for the rebound, and off whom is it? Off Dailey. Pepperdine's ball.
When you miss a free throw, it's just like a turnover. Orlando Phillips has missed some critical one-on-one free throws, and they're going to get Dailey for a backcourt foul.
Dailey gets called for a foolish foul. That is 2 on Quintin.
And Pete Berry agrees with you. Ranger is going to report back in the ball game for Pepperdine. And as we said, Gary, you can't afford to miss your free throws if you expect to win tough, tight ball games. And when you miss that one-on-one free throw, it's just like turning the ball over and giving it to the other team.
Marc Wilson hits to the front end of the one-on-one. Anger came back in the game for Orlando Phillips, who was getting his first goal of the evening. First point for Wilson. Got them both. 27-25 USF with 10 minutes. We are halfway through the first half. Booker, left side of McCallister. He'll take the outside shot. No good. Dailey the offensive rebound. Lean-in jumper. No good. Hegwood battling with McCollum for the offensive board. And we got a jump ball. Whose turn is it? It is Pepperdine's turn. Again, we don't want to belabor the issue, but if this happens to be the first college game you've watched this season, there are no longer jump balls on jump balls. They alternate possession. And it was Pepperdine's turn since USF got the opening tip. McCollum operating high against that zone. Takes the jumper. Side rim, no good. Dailey skies for the rebound. We've got a 4-on-1 now. McAllister, right side to Martin. Got it. And we're going to get a foul on whomever it is lying down. That is Marc Wilson. So the Dons now with a chance to convert the three-point play.
And a good call by the official because Marc Wilson wasn't there. Here's an excellent pass from McAllister to Martins, and you see that Wilson was not set. He was moving, and an excellent call by the official.
Martins filled the lane beautifully on the right side that time. He has good speed for a big man.
Well, what happens in a situation when Pepperdine will come down and take a quick shot and not try to get the ball inside. USF gets it off. They'll get the running game going. I think Pepperdine has to look to penetrate the ball inside because Bryant's out of the game, and I think they have an advantage in around the basket.
Three-point play by John Martins, 30-25. The Dons lead up to 5. And again, McCollum out on top. Does that surprise you at all, Dan, that they're using their usual center at a high post like that?
Well, McCollum is a good outside shooter, but I would think they'd get him a little closer to the basket.
That is Dane Suttle. You can't give him that baseline shot from between 8 and 12 feet. He's going to kill you with it. 30-27, USF by 3. 6 points now for Dane Suttle. Suttle and Bond both in the game now. Marc Wilson is out. Dailey from 18, no good. Battle for the rebound is won. And we've got a foul call on Booker. Anger came down with the rebound.
I believe it's going to be called on John Martin.
It is on Martin.
And it was a rebounding foul. And USF went hard at the offensive boards. Here's Quintin Dailey with an 18-foot jumper that's going to hit the iron. And it's going to be a rebounding foul by Martin, who aggressively tried to go after it. And that's something from a coaching standpoint that you like to see your players do. Let's go after the ball on the offensive boards. And if you get a foul, you get one.
Misses the front end of the 1-and-1, but Pepperdine is able to come down with a rebound. And it's back on top now to Boot Bond, number 25. Left side of McCollum. He has a good outside shot.
Well, I think Pepperdine has McCollum outside because against the zone, they like to play him at the top of the key and use his passing skills.
That is Bond. A lean-in jumper. They're able to penetrate against the zone. 30-29. The Waves within 1 now.
Well, you're really seeing two different types of zone. USF is extending theirs, and Pepperdine is sagging back and trying to force some outside shots. USF's going for steals, and if they don't get them, they're giving up easy shots, where Pepperdine's saying, go ahead and make some outside shots against us because I don't think you can make enough to beat us.
Picking up just a little bit tighter now. They're going to have to work for that outside shot. Dailey front rim, no good. Knocked away by Anger. McAllister tries for the steal. Great play by Quintin Dailey. This is Hegwood with a double pump and a foul call. A remarkable play by Quintin Dailey to keep that ball from going out of bounds.
Well, if you think this game can be played without quickness, you should. Quintin Dailey just proved right there. He just made a spectacular play on the sidelines to save it and bring it into Hegwood, who triple clutched it and didn't make the shot, but is going to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Hegwood gets the first.
And let's face it, Gary, you look at Pepperdine's team, they don't have a lot of size out there. Why are they winning? They're winning because they have great guard play and they have excellent quickness. Everybody on their team can run up and down the floor and handle it and score in the open court. And that's how you play this game.
Hegwood gets them both. USF up by 3 now. Hegwood with 4 points. We are going to have a timeout with 7:58 remaining in the first half. USF leads Pepperdine by a score of 32-29.
Past 70 miles, all I've been thinking of is beer, beer, beer. What do I get? Light. You drink it.
I will. It's Coors Light.
All right.
The surprising taste of Coors Light comes from pure Rocky Mountain spring water and high country barley.
Hey.
And a way of brewing that squeezes a lot of the calories out.
It's good.
But leaves all the taste in.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, light.
Coors Light. The surprise is how good it tastes.
Work shoes? Kobe's got 'em. Western boots for road riding truckers and urban cowboys. Hard-working steel-toe leather boots for on-the-job safety. Great-fitting boots for indoor-outdoor jobs. Leatherwork Oxfords for garage men, mailmen, and police. During Work Shoe Week, you can buy Kobe's regular $27.96 6-inch leather alpine work shoe for only $19. Quality, big savings. You'll find a shoe for every job at...
A reminder, our next televised game will be Thursday, March 4th at 8 o'clock against Santa Clara. And again, we want to welcome all of you looking in tonight, of course, here in the Bay Area, in the Sacramento and Fresno areas. And in addition tonight to the USF Dons Network, KHJ in Los Angeles. All the Pepperdine fans looking in, including Mrs. Pepperdine, I am informed. She did not make this trip, but she is watching it on television.
Well, that's a beautiful school out in Malibu, and it's just a great setting to go to school there.
Dailey hit 4 of his first 6 shots. He's missed 4 of the last 5. There's a bank shot down by Bond.
Well, Pepperdine ran their offense. They came down, they posted Bond inside, and he turned and hit it off the glass, and that's what you have to do. They're doing a very good job of getting inside on USF.
Boot, after a slow start, now has 8 points. Pepperdine in that 2-1-2 zone. Dailey shooting over it, around and out. He's missed 5 of his last 6 now. Fast break, 4-on-1. Booker's the only one back. And an easy one. And he missed it. Suttle missed the easy shot. Bond missed the easy shot. It went over and off. This is Dailey at the other end. Big 4-point turnaround for USF.
Well, it was just too easy. Pepperdine came down, and Bond had an easy finger roll and just could have taken it one more dribble for the basket. USF converts it for a score. So that's a big 4-point turnaround for USF.
Pepperdine had a 4-on-1 break with Booker the only man back, and Boone just missed it. Dailey did not at the other end.
Well, Pete Berry is frustrated over the foul, and USF's they're digging a little hole for themselves. They don't want to get some of their players in foul trouble because they're not that deep, and if they have to come in off the bench, Pepperdine will definitely have a big advantage.
Second foul on Hegwood. Booker has 2. Martins has 2, and of course, Wallace Bryant is on the bench with 3.
Well, I would imagine if you're Pete Berry in this position, you would certainly, and there's Wallace, he has to watch the last 12 minutes, but if you can go in at halftime with the score even, Gary, I would think USF would be very happy because Bryant he's only played 7-8 minutes of the first half.
First 2 points of the night for Bill Sadler, and again, the Dons lead is 1. Right side to McAllister. He's hot from out there. Not this time, though. And we're going to get a foul call on Pepperdine.
I think we're going to get Victor Anger on a pushing foul, and he pushed off to get that rebound, and John Hegwood will go to the foul line to shoot 1-and-1.
Unusual push-off foul on the defensive player on a rebound.
Well, it looked like to me that he just nudged him in the back, and sometimes players do that subconsciously. They don't do it intentionally, but they get in a bad habit of pushing off on offensive rebounds, and the referee was right there and caught it.
Hegwood got the first of the 1-on-1. Scott McCollum is back in the game for Pepperdine. And he got them both.
You know, usually Jim Harrick's a very animated coach, but you know why he's so happy tonight and so quiet? He told me before the game, he said, you know, Dan, winning this game would be great, but last night was just a super win for our team, and we feel we're in pretty good position to win the conference. But he's not as excited tonight as he normally would be.
Tremendous win last night for Pepperdine. There's a shot that misses. We're going to get a player control foul. And the foul is on number 54, Bill Sadler. That is his 3rd. So Sadler and Anger both now have 3 fouls. Marc Wilson is back in the game. And the Waves will go with 3 guards now for a time. There is Sadler on the bench. Very strong player, but very graceful. Handles the ball very well for a big man. Eric Slaymaker is in now for USF.
Well, USF's going to go to their 4 corners and force Pepperdine to come out and play a man-to-man in order to open the court, and hopefully, for USF's sake, to try to allow Quintin Dailey to operate and to spread the court out.
Inside to McAllister. Shoots over Phillips and gets it. Dons up by 5 now, 38-33, 6:05 remaining in the first half. 10 points for Kenny McAllister, all from the outside.
He's had a big first half.
Booker had a notion, stepped into the passing lane. They get it now inside to Boot Bond, and he banks it in. Hegwood almost got a goaltending call, but couldn't quite get to it. Pepperdine scores anyway. 10 points for Boot.
Well, Pepperdine had a player, Gary, about 6 years ago called the Bird Averett, and he was just a fabulous guard, and Boot Bond reminds me a lot of Averett. He just doesn't miss any of those shots.
Turnover for USF. That is their 5th. And Slaymaker will go to the bench. John Martins is back in for the Dons. That's the Pepperdine lineup. 3-guard offense right now with Marc Wilson on the point. We've got Dane Suttle on the left wing, Boot Bond on the right. Suttle immediately casts on, over and off. And McAllister comes away. Dailey on the break. He's got Booker on the left side. Perfect pass. Banks it in. Brilliant pass by Quintin Dailey. Made that possible. 4 points now for Eric Booker. Dons up by 5 again, 40-35. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Wilson out on top.
Well, McCollum's calling for the ball inside. He'd like to try to get a pass inside in order to get a shot around the basket. Every time Pepperdine has missed from the outside, USF's got the fast break going.
Bond has it knocked away. This is McAllister. 3-on-1. Dailey from the right side has it knocked away by Wilson. McAllister going to have a jump ball. Dons blew the fast break.
Well, they had an open court layup, and Dailey couldn't handle it. And Wilson came up with a jump ball. Here you see Quintin right here. You don't see him do this too often. He just flat out lost the ball.
I thought Wilson got a hand in, but on the replay he didn't. Quintin, you're right, he just lost it. We're going to have a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. The Dons are up by 5. We'll have not a jump ball, but it'll be the Dons' possession because it is their turn. I think this might be a good time, Dan. I'm sure most everyone watching tonight is aware of the fact that Quintin Dailey was arraigned this week on 5 felony counts stemming from an incident in the room of a USF co-ed in December. Quintin was arraigned yesterday. He pleaded not guilty on all counts, and the judicial process continues.
Well, certainly it's been a week of turbulation down the USF campus, and you know, as a lot of people say, there's 2 parties involved here. Certainly you have to feel for Quintin, but there's also a young lady who's involved, and the only thing you can hope for, Gary, is that everything will be settled in you know, in a proper manner, and Quintin can go on with his normal, you know, way of life, and the young lady can too. But that's something that's going to be decided, I'm sure, in the courts.
Dons lead 40-35, 4:51 remaining. You did have an explanation as to why Quintin shaved his head, which surprised a lot of people.
Well, here's our turnovers. First is 8-6 as we see Pepperdine with 8. And Quintin shaved his head, and primarily because it's just a ritual with him. He's always shaved his head at the end of the year because he reckons back to when Louisville won the national championship. Here's Quintin scoring inside around the basket. All of Louisville's players at that time shaved their head and went on to win a national championship, so he's always done that. But it sure seems that the timing was bad, and everybody misinterpreted what he did. But that's the reason why he shaved his head. It didn't surprise me a lot. It just surprised me, actually, you know, at the time when it happened.
It's Boot Bond. He is deadly from out there, and Boot is hot. On that previous basket, one of the Pepperdine players got a hand on that ball, but Dailey also has great strength. He was able to get up and bank it in. 12 points now for Bond. Dailey to the hoop. He draws a foul. 1-shot foul or 2-shot foul?
That's a good question.
Foul is on number 14, Dane Suttle. It's a 1-on-1.
Because the referee really didn't give an indication. I thought he might count that basket if it went in, and they said it was not on the shot, so it'll be a 1-on-1 opportunity for Quintin Dailey.
Dailey with 15. He's high in the game.
Gary, this conference has been wild all year. There have been 9 overtime games in the conference. There have been 4 single overtime games and 5 double overtime games in the WCAC this year. And the last time these 2 teams played was 102-91. And at the rate we're going, it's going to be about the same right now. Both these teams are going to get up near 100. This is great spectator basketball.
USF has boosted its lead back up to 7 now, 44-37. This is certainly one of USF's highest scoring games of the year. They have 44 points with more than 4 minutes remaining in the half.
Well, Pepperdine's not holding it either. They're coming right at you. And USF's converting the break. There's a foul on McAllister who reached around, and Pepperdine will go to the line shooting a 1-on-1. But I really like watching this type of basketball. It's a lot of transition, open court, and both teams are getting great opportunities to go ahead and go to the basket and to show their skills.
This is Orlando Phillips at the line for Pepperdine. USF with a very small team in there now. McAllister, Booker, Slaymaker, Dailey, and John Hegwood. Gets the first. Former Wilson High star, former star at City College in San Francisco. Got them both. And I would think, Dan, that Obviously, Pepperdine plays well as a team, and it's a fine team, but I think if you had to point to one single reason as to why the Waves are undefeated in the WCAC this year, it would be Orlando Phillips.
Well, no question. Orlando, even to Jim Harrick's admission, Jim told me, you know, Dan, I know he was good, but I didn't think he was that good. And a lot of coaches sometimes get players that, you know, are all league in junior college or in high school, but you don't really know how good they are until you go out there and watch them every day in practice. And he said, Dan, he's really surprised me in terms of his level of efficiency, because he's been just absolutely unbelievable for Pepperdine, and a sure first-team all-league player.
It would not surprise me, in fact, if Phillips were named the WCAC Player of the Year.
Well,
obviously Dailey's going to be named to a lot of All-American teams, but Phillips has been remarkable.
Well, he's certainly going to be in the running, and probably Dailey and Phillips will be 1-2, and Bond's got to be in there too.
Phillips leads the conference in block shots, second in field goal percentage, second in rebounding, and tied for fifth in scoring. On the bench, beg your pardon, he's in the game right now. Sat down for a bit. It's a Slaymaker on the baseline to McCallister. USF in no great hurry.
Well, they're going to spread the court out and try to give Dailey an open shot.
Shot over Phillips, and we've got a foul. Foul is on Scott McCollum. And again, the Dons have a chance to convert a three-point play.
Well, Quintin has taken advantage of his quickness over McCollum, and I don't think McCollum can guard him, because Quintin's going to go right by him and shoot a jumper. So that was a tough shot.
He was double-teamed. He was picked up by both Phillips and McCollum. Got the basket and drew the foul. Dailey going now for his 20th point, and he got it. USF up by 8. Biggest lead of the night, 47-39, 2:50 remaining in the first half. USF not quite content to sit back in that zone. Again, a very small team, but very quick. Again, we have a foul call inside. Right now, USF's biggest problem is the foul situation.
That's exactly right. They can't get themselves too deep with fouls. They have a small club in the lineup right now, and I think, Gary, in great position. They're up 7 or 8. Brian has only played 8 minutes, and they're converting their open court situations, and they're playing very good.
Bond misses the front end of the one-and-one, and Hegwood skies for the rebound. Hands it to Dailey, and with a big smile on his face, brings it up court. Again, the Dons will spread it out. Pepperdine will have to come out and get them. Do so with 3 men. That's McCollum in the middle, Wilson on the left side, and Dane Suttle on the right.
Well, it's difficult to play this game when you're behind. You have a great advantage if you're ahead, because you can dictate the tempo, and they're going to try to open up the basket area and get good shots. That's a tough shot in that offense.
That was Dailey out on the high post, but Hegwood gets the offensive rebound and banks it in. Good play by Dailey. Nice pass to Booker, but he missed the jumper. When Hegwood was there on the offensive board, Dons lead by 10. 8 points now for Hegwood. That is Suttle shooting over the zone. No good. Everybody up for the rebound. Suttle gets it. And we've got a foul on Pepperdine.
Well, we got a rebounding foul, but right here is a tough shot when you're spreading the court out, but you're going to see Hegwood just sky over everybody and just kiss it off the glass for an easy layup. And that's really great when you can miss those shots and just rebound them and put them back in, because you just forget about the first shot.
Foul is on Orlando Phillips, his first of the evening. This is Kenny McCallister at the line. His first time there, he has 10 points on 5 field goals. Got the front end, and the Dons lead by 11.
And this game is slipping away from Pepperdine right now. They had the game at 2 or 3 points, and I'm sure USF would have been content to come in at a 2 or 3 point lead, but things have started to go their way, and Pepperdine's going to have to get a few baskets, Gary. They may be down 15 at half.
Missed the second, and it's rebounded in the lane by Bond. Brings it up quickly. Dons are back. This is Phillips. Passes up the shot. Guarded closely by Hegwood. Right side to Dane Suttle. Cans the jumper. Suttle from the corner. 50-41. Dons by 9. 8 points now for Dane Suttle. Suttle, Bond, and Phillips carrying the scoring load for Pepperdine, which is not all that unusual. This is Slaymaker on the right side. Hegwood all alone in the right corner. Again, the Dons in no hurry. 1:20 remaining in the half.
Well, USF should look now for just very good shot selection. Even if you run a minute off the clock, what difference does it make when you have this kind of a lead? Now, that's another tough shot.
Shoots over McCollum. No good. Maybe not the best shot.
No, that's not the shot you want to shoot. You want to go for layups, something around the basket. You're helping Pepperdine by shooting that shot.
Bond fake, got his man in the air. Good bounce pass underneath to Suttle, who scored from 2, and the Dons lead is cut to 7 now, 50-43, under the 1-minute mark. Trap on Dailey, gets it back out to Slaymaker. He's guarded by Suttle, the Booker on the right side. I would think definitely now the Dons will be playing for the last shot. With 40 seconds remaining.
It certainly wouldn't hurt him.
So we've got a foul on Suttle, I believe.
And actually, that's not a bad foul to take. If you're going to be aggressive, let's go ahead and make a foul. Maybe you'll get a miss and come down and score. Better to do that maybe than let USF run it all the way down for the last shot.
Yeah, he was going for the steal.
Sure. Although
Eric Slaymaker at the line.
Eric has certainly raised his free throw percentage. He was very poor at the start of the year, and now he's really shooting the lights out from the foul line.
Got lucky on that one.
Well, that's what you call a good touch. When you get that front and back and side rim, players always say, well, I got a good touch. Those always go in.
That was Eric's first point of the night. Missed the second, and the rebound goes to McCollum underneath.
Well,
Dons by 8.
They definitely need a hoop, Gary. They need to get one right down and close at the 6 and then go ahead and start pressing.
Left side to Coop, and he got it. They're giving Bond and Suttle too many open shots. 14 points now for Bond. Both those guys will kill you from out there. 51-45. Again, the Dons will play for the last shot.
Now they need to run it down to about 5 or 6 inches. And
Edwards dribbled it off his foot.
Great play by Pepperdine.
Orlando Phillips. He missed the shot. And it's tapped back out. Battle for the ball. We've only got 3 seconds left. It's down to 1. And it's going to be USF's ball. The Dons got lucky that time. Egwood dribbled it off his foot. Some great hustle on the part of Pepperdine. But Phillips missed an easy shot.
Well, they had a great opportunity.
Dailey will put it up from midcourt. Beat the buzzer. No. We are at halftime. The score, USF 51, Pepperdine 45. We'll be back right after this.